Hi guys, welcome back. So basically, where I left off, I was actually just going over the different backup commands that are available with for your RMAN operations, for your RMAN backup operations. So basically, you also have a backup table space. You can list multiple table spaces. And you can and so I know I have a user table space. I have another table space. You can just list those out basically, and those only those table spaces will be backed up. You can also perform a backup as copy current control file. This what you're doing. You're just creating an image copy for your control files for your control file. And also you can run a backup as copy ESP file format. And again, so this is one of the parameters you can actually specify format. Basically, this is what the destination would be and then again, same thing for the SP file. Backup as copy SP file format. And you're backing up an image copy of the SP file. And you can also back up a control file copy. Basically, what you're doing here, you back up a control file copy of an image copy of the of the actual control file. And also, you have a backup SP file. This is just to back up a current SP file. And then you have backup archive log from sequence. And then you have a start sequence and an end sequence, so until sequence. And basically, the archive video log between this two sequence system change numbers would actually be backed up. And then you can also perform a backup device type SPT archive log all. Basically, what you're doing is you're backing up all the archive video logs to a particular device type. And then here, so I'm backing up. Again, two choices are you have this with tape, or SVG, which is tape. Here, this is tape. You can also do a backup archive log all tag. And basically, so again, what you're doing is you're just backing up all the archive video log, and then you're assigning a tag to that backup. And let me see what I have here. So backup log. Okay, so basically, you just use a tag here. What a tag is? It's a character string that basically that you assign to this backup, and basically it's easy to refer to that tag when you're performing database recovery. And then you also have backup of archive log tag unavailable. Basically what you're doing here, you're actually just backing up you're backing up the archive logs. That's number one. But basically, what you're doing is you're assigning a tab. But what you're doing is this is more of a hidden copy of your for backup of your archive log. So basically, what you're doing is by running unavailable, by adding an unavailable to your backup command. And basically, what you're doing, you're telling Armin is, hey Armin, this is a backup that I do not want you to use for performing database recoveries. Only use the first backup, the backup with the tag name that does not have unavailable, and basically that's the backup that Armin would actually look for when performing when you're running your restore recovery operations. And then you also have backup validate database archive log. And basically what you're doing is you just what you're doing here, you just making sure that your database that your backup can be that your restore and recovery can be performed. So what you're doing, you just verifying your database object. So what I'll do is I actually perform this backup validate archive log all. So let me do this. Show taskbar equal plus. So let's try it out. Backup validate database archive log all. This is just going to be a report for your for all of your database database objects. There you go. So basically you have a report of my database object. There you go. So what you're doing is you're reviewing, you're checking for red flags. So I do not have any red flags for any of my objects. And okay status. So I'm fine. Let me go into my next slide. And so this is just to review your database object. And then basically here you have general RMAN commands. So you have create script, DB script. Basically what you're able to do is you're able to basically just create scripts and store them either in your recovery catalog or in your control file. Basically with a script, what basically you're able to do is you can just, as opposed to every time I have to type out backup database plus archive log, what you can actually do is you can actually just create a script right now. So coming to my RMAN window, so type in create script, db script, and again exactly what I have here. Actually before I do that, let me just, okay, so you have two choices. You can create a regular script or you can create a global script. Basically, regular script is only going to be it's going to be a script that you can only use in a particular recovery catalog, right? And this is just a local script. And again, use on a current target database. But with global scripts, you can actually create and execute them on multiple databases if the database is registered. So you can, and again, so my current database, if I was to create a global script, then I would take the script and register my database to to another recovery catalog, and then be able to use that global script in that target database. So, but then again, for this example, I'm only going to create a database script for my uh, for my um, for my target database. So again, so it's create script, db script, and again, you're using curly braces. Oh, just remember that it's curly braces with RMAN backup database plus archive log. Let me see what went wrong. There you go. So the semicolon is inside of a curly brace. So what I do now is, so after you create your script, you can actually run a print script to display the element script. So you could say print script db script. So basically the script is backup database plus archive log. And then so you can actually also run a a replace script backup database plus archive log. So again, so I'm okay with this, but the example would be, statement would be replace script, db script, and then curly brace backup database plus archive log, and then inside replace script, db script, backup database plus archive log. Okay. Print script, sub school script. Okay. Oh, I see what the problem is. Blue is plus. So basically replace my script. And then you have you can actually execute a script. So it would be run execute script db script. So let me actually run this script. Run script curly brace db script. Let me see what went wrong. Oh, semicolon. Run script execute db script. Just bear with me here. So I obviously have it wrong. So basically, let me take this entire script away. So it's gonna be run curly brace execute script db script. So I'm actually I'm performing a database backup right now. So while this is going on, I'm just gonna just move over to my to my tutorial. So here you can also perform a delete script. So it's gonna be delete script delete script or delete global script delete script. You can also import catalogs. So basically you would just run import catalog to the user at the source database, and basically this is how you'd be able to, if you wanted to refer to an external catalog. And then you can also run again. So you can also refer to a particular database ID. So it would be import catalog user, and then you have source again. You had dev study, and you have and then here you would have again user source database name, and again these are just the different import that you can perform for to import your recovery catalog, dbid, or this is source db, or just also using the database name. And then these are just some other RMAN command. You can also use a upgrade catalog, which basically is just upgrade an older version, a recovery catalog, to a newer version, a newer version for your catalog. And then you can also run a resync catalog from the unique name. So this is the synchronize the catalog, the information inside of your the metadata inside your recovery catalog to manage inside of the control property tag database. And then you have create catalog table space. Basically, again, what you're doing is you just building a recovery catalog. And again, so you're actually building your recovery catalog based on the table space, right? So and then the next would be the other one. The more common one would be create catalog. This is when you when you doing the initial configuration phase for your RMAN. So there you go. My backup is complete. So yes, I have a new backup copies of my database objects. And then you can also run register drop catalog. This is to get rid of your recovery, delete your recovery, permanently delete your recovery, permanently get rid of your recovery catalog. And you have register catalog. You also have register catalog table space, and this is just to register your catalog. And then you also have you have you have unregistered database, and again, so this is so basically, when you initially log into your target database, right, and then you log into a recovery catalog, then basically what you do is you register your database to that catalog, to that recovery catalog. So you can actually unregister your database from the recovery catalog if you wanted to get rid of your recovery catalog later on with the drop catalog command. And you can actually reset your database to an incarnation. So and again, so the command would be, so if I wanted to know, okay, how many incarnations do I have inside of my into my database site. So I would type in list incarnation. So basically, incarnations are basically these are just more these are so let me see if I can phrase it right. So anytime you issue, first of all, if you when you issue a reset open, when you do an instance recovery, right, and you are basically you're restarting your database. What you're doing is everything is being internally is going to be reset. So you would have you would use alter database open reset logs to just reset all the SCN, the different threads inside the database. And basically, what that does is actually it creates different incarnations for your database. So I have multiple incarnations on my database right now. So my current one is actually this one, 1034. Um, but basically, the reason why this looks really awkward is I had to perform a recovery for a drop table space. So this is not what it typically looks like. So, but basically, I have multiple incarnation. I have 5 of them. And then again, so if you were to do a reset database to incarnation, so it would be reset database to incarnation, and then you would use the database incarnation key is what you would actually just specify here. So if I want to go back to 22, I would type in 22. If I want to go back to, if I want to go to 1136, I would type in 1136. That's how you would set your incarnation if you wanted to run a offset reset database to incarnation command. And then you also have list expired backup. Basically, this is just list out the different obsolete backups. I ran this command earlier, and I didn't have any obsolete backup because of my configuration to make my backup obsolete. All of my backups are recent. They're within, and again, my configuration I think is 7 days, and all my backups are within 7 days. So, and then same thing with redo archive redo log. You can also run a list expired archive log all. This is to show your up-to-date archive redo logs. And again, so this is a very common. This is one of the statements that I really I really I really think is useful in terms of monitoring your environment. So run this to confirm your database objects. Database object that you currently have that currently stored inside the data file that can be stored inside your target database. And then this is just now we're gonna get into configuring the your RMAN settings. So what I'll do is I'll actually just run this command show all. This is how you should be able to see your all of your RMAN settings. So the first setting is as you can see is the configure retention policy to recovery window. So you have two choices, right? So you can actually just here I have 7 days. This is a different command. But you can also set this to configure retention policy to redundancy, and then you would just say, okay, redundancy is going to be, let's say here, how many days do I have here? I think it was 4 days or 3 days. Yes, 3 days. So basically, what you would do is you can set up how long the information for your backup the information the main for how long the backup is going to be it's going to have that a fresh or a recent sort of um you know reference to it. So basically, so you would say, so after the redundancy is expired, right? Then it's going to become an expired backup. So basically, this is just to specify how long that a particular backup is going to be. Basically just stored inside of your recovery card log or control card log. So basically, just an example that I have. So if I have again, the setting here would be configure retention. Actually, let me just reset that right now. So this is a default. This is a default setting, and I changed it to the one next time. I'll go over this one in just a little bit. So configure retention policy to redundancy. 3. Configure retention policy to redundancy. Okay. So you do not want to accept that command, right? Okay, that's fine. Configure. There you go. So I just reset my configuration for retention, backup retention. So if I was to run show all now, show all, basically redundancy is 3 days. So basically, so this is an example that I had. So if you perform a backup, these are again, so Monday to Friday, right? You perform backup every day. So if you the Thursday backup would essentially make the backup for Monday obsolete. Let me see if I have this right, because I think it should be set to 2. So it's 3. Actually, never mind. So it's 1, 2, 3. So yeah. So basically, it's going to be 1, 2, 3. So that's 3 backups, and then basically the one after that because we don't see set to 3. And basically, this one is going to be obsolete. And the same thing. So if I was to do a Friday backup, then basically that means that go in 1, 2, 3. Basically, the Tuesday backup will become obsolete after 3 days. And then basically after that, you would just run a report obsolete. No obsolete, and then you would just say delete obsolete if you wanted to. Let me scroll back up. Okay, and then also you have the option of using configuring your retention with covering the number with a number of days. So you have you can actually just specify number of days, and but here you have the redundancy a redundancy configuration a configuration with a redundancy value. So here he would say to recover a window of number of days. So if you wanted, so previously I had 7 days here, so that means that again, so I'm saving my I'm saving my I'm saving my my backup for a period of 7 days before they are they turn into obsolete backups. And again, so what you're doing is you just specifying yes, so you're just specifying a particular point in time, using a number of days that a value for number of days. And then you also have configure backup optimization. Basically, this is to basically just skip. If you perform multiple backups, right? So you would turn on backup optimization. You turn backup optimization on to basically just capture change files from one backup to another backup, right? And basically, and if you have identical backup, those files will not be backed up. So if I go into my Windows, so I'll actually do that configuration now. So scroll down, so configure. Configure backup optimization on. I can put it right here. Anyways, backup optimization on. So basically that means that from now on, if I run when I run backups into sessions, then basically only the change files are going to be backed up as and the files that are identical will not be backed up. From again from the from the from a previous backup. So what I can also do is I can change my my device type. So let me go back to show all. Yeah, next one is device type. So my current device type is disk. So if I want to change it to STT, so just type in configure default device type to STT, as you can see here in this script. And also I can do a control file or the backup on. And basically what this does is it enables you to just basically backup a copy of control file as well as backup of the SD file every time you perform a database backup. And I would actually advise you to turn this auto backup on because again, so just a regular backup, if you want a backup database plus archive log, you know, and if you have the control file auto backup off, then basically you're not sure if your control file is in backed up. And then basically, so you would type in backup plus archive log, and then you would say plus archive log, and then you say after this, when this is complete, you would say okay, backup current control file. So that's two commands. It's and just for efficiency, right? You will probably just say backup control file auto backup on backup control file auto backup on configure. There you go. So basically, what's gonna happen now is you're gonna have an auto backup folder that's gonna be created inside of your flash recovery area. And basically, again, so basically this is where you have the copies of your control file and SD file. So I highly recommend turning this setting on. It's going to save you in the long in you know a lot. It's not you're not gonna it's gonna help you not to have to experience a lot of headaches. And then you also have the control file current configure control file auto backup format for device type to F. And basically this is just configure your basically just again what you're doing is you just basically doing a configure for your the format for your control files that have been backed up. And again, so this is so percent %f is a substitution variable that uses that's used by Oracle. So if I was to review my show all, if I was to review show all, and basically here I have percent %f. This is the default. So and again, so I've not done any a lot of so configuring extra or different settings or different values for this parameter. But basically again, so this is how you configure the format for your device type. And again for your control file, for control file or the backup, including your SD file. And then you also have configure device type. And so I have your disk and then backup type to compress backup set parallelism 1. So basically what I have here is this is the level of parallelism that's going to be used for my for my backup set, right? For a compressed backup set. Parallelism and the default is 1. You can have parallelism to 2, 3. A number of parallelism. That's just a number of threads, concurrent processes that will be used to perform the compressed backup. The backup for your compressed backup set. And then next you have configure identify backup copies for device type disk. Basically, what you're doing here, you just backing up image copies for your data file, right? So basically here the default configuration is 1. So basically that means that for every data file that's being backed up, you only have 1 image copy for that data file, but you can change this to again you can increase this value. It's totally up to you. And basically you have configure archive log backup copies for device type disk to one. And basically what you're doing here is you just specify a number of image copies for an archive video log that's being backed up. And basically, and again, so device type, you notice that all of these device types are, being, um, um, I'm being configured to this. So again, and to show that you have a SPG table with this. And then you also have configure max set size to unlimited. And again, so and again, this is the default configuration for this setting. And basically, this allows for RMAN to backup backup set size a- any backup set size for as it's performing your as it's executing your backup operation, right? So if you change this to, let's say, okay, if you and then go back to the example that I had earlier with, if you have a 1 gig, a multi gigabyte database, and you only set your the max set size to, let's say, 1 gigabyte, so you won't even just megabytes. And basically what you're doing is you're limiting your backup set size, and that's just more resources that are going to be used, or basically, and basically um you're actually just risking even being able to complete be, having your operation go to completion. So just give me 1 second. I need to get my Google Plus up. There you go. Okay, so you're able to say, okay, uh, megabytes, gigabytes, or kilobytes. And then next you have the configure encryption for database R. So basically, so this is where you would enable the encryption for your backup sets, right? So it would say, okay, here, encryption for database off. So if I want to turn this on, I should actually turn it on. Let's see. Okay, so configure encryption for database on. So this is just and again, what I'm doing is I'm just going to an example here, and um, this is just again, this is just to make your data backup sets more secure. And then you also have configure encryption algorithm. And again, so this is basically, again, so if I go over the default is AES 128. So if I was to say, okay, I need to change that, and it can potentially make my backup set more secure, so configure encryption algorithm, um, AES 256. There you go. Change 256. There you go. So now if I was to run show all again, so now it's 256. There you go. So I just again potentially increase my level of security for my backup set. And also you have configure compression algorithm high as of release. And so it seems really confusing, but basically what it's saying is this is going to be a compression algorithm. So my current compression algorithm is medium. This is going to be used as my default compression algorithm. And again, you can change it. The supported compression algorithms are medium, basic, low, and medium, basic, low, and then high. Go to the next slide, and then here you are able to configure. And again, so here you're able to configure your archive log deletion policy. So this is just okay. So if I want to delete my archive logins in particular after a particular period of time, And again, so this is the effect of error is actually going to, this is a purge operation that's going to be taken. Not, you don't have to be involved. It's going to take place based on this configuration. And basically you can actually have multiple configuration, or you can have deletion policy to backed up basically as a number of time, and you can actually save it onto disk, or you can do none as I have here, and you can do apply on standby. So this is just for archive logs that have been potentially been stored for a long period of time. And then you also have configure a snapshot control file name to basically, and so you're just specifying a control a path here, a particular file here. So basically, this is basically to set your snapshot control file name and location. Yeah, this is used by RMAN when it's synchronizing recovery catalog. And let me see, synchronizing the recovery catalogs, and also when it's making that uh, and when Armin is making a backup of a current control file. So this is a snapshot of the control file used by Armin for basically in terms of how it syncs with the recovery pattern, and also how it and also in terms of the backup operation for your control files. So, and again, so I sort of just went over my that the configurations for my different ARM and standing configuration. So if I was to just do additional configurations, so show all, let's do this, configure compression algorithm. Let's do basic. Remember, the choices are basic, medium, low, or high. Show all. Let me see what else I have to do. So retention. Let me actually do this. If I can find it. Probably not be able to find it. Give me 1 second. We go to this page, change my redundancy, change my retention policy. If I wanted to do it in days, so let's do maybe 10 days. Okay, and then show all. Let me see what else I can configure. Encryption database on, for database on. So actually, because now this is more of a local, this is a local, local. This is my desktop. There's no need to have any sort of encryption. So maybe if I get more critical, more data that's more that has really high level of overpointedness, I would probably just do configuration then. But for now, let me just take encryption, configure encryption, take encryption off for database off, taking off of encryption, show all. Let's run that. What else do I need to change? Maximum size, unlimited. That's definitely fine. Let's see, click follow back up. Yes. So basically, if I wanted to change this, my the my archive log, and not just have them purge after the retention after the retention period ends. So what I can actually do is type in configure archive log policy to back up to one time to this. Give me 1 second. Configure deletion policy. Configure archive log deletion policy. Log deletion policy to backed up one onto disk. Basically, again, so this ensures that I'm not deleting my archive logs after after retention after the retention after retention period has expired. Okay, so what I'll do now is I would actually go into again, so move forward. What I'll do is I would actually pause here, and then when I pick it back up, I'm going to go into some RMAN, an application for RMAN on RMAN fixes for database errors. Thank you so much for watching.